Right. So in the last video, we have discussed about roadmap creation, how to create a roadmap, configure the roadmap and all everything we have discussed with. So now I'll just show you a dashboard because whatever the dashboards we have in reference to our application itself is concerned, wherein this is what generally the dashboard was. And if there is any kind of changes, what is that we have make anything of that sort, you can see, right? So there are different activities, what is that we have conducted. Whatever the activities we have conducted, everything can be updated here. This is how generally these activities we can see, right? This is how generally the dashboards and all everything is being used for, and it will be appeared like this. Now, when you're talking about the backlog part, in this backlog, there are different user stories, wherein for all these user stories and all, there are different what we call the user story points we have given for every issue, right? So there are 22 users to 22 issues what we have. Now, in reference to the release first itself is concerned, whatever are required in the first release, you can mention it. That is one thing. Or else in reference to the epics and all, these are the epics. Now, what I'm doing is I'm just going to the first release. Whatever the first release we have identified so far, release 1. Okay, here what we can do, we can add issues to this. Means for this particular release, wherein it started on February 3rd, wherein the release will be on 4th February. Whatever the user stories require and all everything in 83 days of time is what you need to update here. Add issues. For example, I'm selecting randomly. Okay. Right. So one issue was added. Right. So if you want to add more issues, second, third, fourth, fifth, followed by 6, right? So these are the 6 user stories which was added for the particular release. This is what it is. Means whatever the issues we have created and all, those issues, whatever we have created was mentioned in the release. Whatever the release planning we have made for the first month, first release, which is started from February 3rd to May 4th. Right? So these are the issues which are required to release. That's what generally we need to understand. Now here, if you want to add anything which is relating to the work, for example, if there is any kind of designs being made by the people, any kind of designs was created, or if there is any kind of release notes, if there is anything written by the development team and all, so that can be added relating to this work. This is what generally we can do, right? So this is how generally releases. So what is that I'm showing you is, have taken release and whatever related issues and all everything was added into this, right? This is what I did. Now I'm just going to the project pages, okay? Because in this project pages, what we did is, it's only, I think, meeting notes is what we have created. Let me explain you the remaining things as well. For example, product requirements. Now what we can do, we have to write the product requirements here. Whatever the requirements in reference to our application itself is concerned, those product requirements can be updated here accordingly. Now what I'm doing is, I'm adding the product requirements here. Qlient product management system, right? Yeah. In this, actually, these are the features and all everything. Now, you need to mention the target release, right? So when is the target release? That has to be mentioned here. So 4th of May, right? 4th of May is what the target release date was. Wherein first I'm changing the background color, okay? Right? Next, what kind of Jira type is this? Is there any specific Jira type we have seen? The Jira type can be updated here, right? So if there is anything Jira type. Document status is a draft one, right? So which is a draft one. Here you need to mention the document owner name. Document owner Mr. Raj is what I have given. Designer is Mr. Ram. Assembly. Okay, I've just given here. Tech lead, Miss Sita. Right. For example, technical writer, Mr. Mali. Right. So this is what technical lead. Right. So this is what generally the details and all everything were mentioned. So if you want, you can add the cell backgrounds here. This is a common thing. This is all for look and feel purpose, all these. Right. So these are all usually for purposes and all everything we have created. Means if you want to edit or if you want to add any kind of folders or everything, you can create that we can give. So this is for product requirements. Right. This is what generally for integrated practice management system is what we have given. Now, if you want to add any kind of header image or something like here, right? For example, something related. I'm just mentioning it. Something. If you want to upload, you can upload it from the system itself. You can upload. For example, this is what I'm uploading. Okay. Right. So this is what uploaded here. Okay. For the product requirements, integrated practice management, which was uploaded here. Now here you need to write down the objective. The objective of the integrated practice management system is to help to streamline the business processes and give a better clinical outcome. Helps to streamline is to help to streamline the business processes and gives better clinical outcomes. Right. So this is what generally the objective was written. Now, if there is any kind of goal which you want to achieve, right? Whatever the goal you want to achieve, that information can be mentioned here, right? This is what generally success matrix stands for. Means, for example, user interface design. Right. So this is what we have taken. As a goal, we have taken user interface design. So here you need to mention the metrics. You are designing by keeping end users are new to UI to UI, right? So this is what I'm getting. For example, database design. Database design. Database designing is SQL Server. Database design we want to use. Right, so this is what generally the database design does. Now, if you want to add any kind of options or something of that sort, it means if you want to add any kind of columns or something like, right, you can add the columns, or if you want to add any kind of rows or something, right, and all everything you can add, right? So you can add a number of columns and rows, whatever it is, database designing. Next, coding, right? So this is what it is. Use Java as a programming language. Next, testing. Perform testing by using Jira tool as a test case management tool, right? So this is what generally the testing which was mentioned here, right? So user interface design, database design, coding, testing, what, right? So these are the goals which I have mentioned. Now you need to mention if you have any kind of assumptions about this and all everything that has to be mentioned. Assume users are new to the field of integrated practice management system, where assume users are new to integrated practice management, where it's integrating with EHR and billing modules, right? This is what the assumption. Now, when you talk about the milestones, whatever the milestones in reference to that milestone, these milestones will be created by the team. Whatever the milestones you require, if you want to change any kind of milestones, if you want to edit here, right? So for example, if you want to view by these, I'm mentioning as weeks, right? So I'm changing this for, yeah. Right, so right, this is what it is, right? So now what is that we do if you want to see the dashboards kind of stuff and all everything, or notification related stuff is what we have to do. Now if you want to add any kind of lines in reference to the existing stuff, if you want to add any kind of lines and all, you can add the lines, or else if you want to add any kind of new bar to the existing page, where if you want to create any kind of page to the existing ones, wherein these page can be created here, right? So for example, this page, we are giving it as a title, right? So wherein this page can be connecting with the Confluence part, right? So this is what it was, right? This is what it was. Now, if you want to share this and all everything, you can share it. There is anything to be shared and all, right? So if you want to add any kind of link pages and all, if there is any kind of new pages and all link pages, you can, otherwise, whatever the pages we have created, right? Share page to, right? So to whom actually, for example, yeah, for this we are sharing, okay? For this we are sharing. Right. These changes and provide us the review on the same, right? So this is what I have written. Okay, right. So this is what site name online training I have given. Right. So page was shared. Now let me check. Name online training. Yeah. whether we have received or not. Yeah, I think it takes time. Okay, fine. Let's see. Right. So I think it's already shared. Maybe in this video or in couple of in the next videos also I can show you that. Right. So whether because this we have already created and we have shared already. Right. So the sharing option and all everything we have shared already. Right. So this page was shared to the respective words. Right. This is what generally here. So you can see here one item was shared. Right. So this is what generally you can see. What are the items and all everything that we can see here. Now, so this is what the information which was shared already. Let's see, I think it takes time. I'll show you again. Okay. We'll hold on this. Okay. So now this is what generally. So if you want to add any kind of markers or something of that sort, this markers creation, everything can be done. Right. So this is how generally this pages and all everything can be added. Right. So if you want to add any kind of roadmap planners and all everything, these roadmap planners and all everything can be used here. So this is clearly depends upon the requirement what they have. So in spite of this roadmap planner, we have created a new roadmap planner, which is something essentially required for this. So or else if you want to retain the same as it is and all everything, we can use it the same. Or else we can create a new roadmap planner irrespective of this. Now here you need to write down the requirements. This is one more thing you need to write. So requirements for the project. What are the requirements? Requirements are as follows. Creating an account. Right. So this is what the requirement. Next, creating appeal letters. Now, you can add rows below. Of course, there are almost 22 requirements we have. Hence, I am not writing everything. I am writing few. Okay. Because how to write requirements and all, this is what you need to know. Create and processing claims. Right. So this is what it is. Next, after that, creating appeal letters. Creating and processing claims. Next one, dashboard creation. Tracking claims. Right. So here you need to write down the user stories. Right. So user story we have to write here. What are the user stories in reference to the application what we have? So those user stories, I think we have written under Epic, right? Those user stories we have, right? And we need to understand the importances of it, right? So whether it is a high important, low importance. For example, intermediate, right? So for example, this is low as of now, right? This is low as of now. This is high important, intermediary, high importance, right? So this is what, right? So if there is any kind of Jira issue which is relating to that, you can write. If you want to write any notes, you can write down here. Now, if there is any kind of diagrams we have prepared, something like mockups or diagrams or UML diagrams or something we have prepared. So those diagrams, wherever we are preparing, that we can add to here, right? So you can simply copy and paste, right? So you can copy and paste here and wherein we can update it. And at the same time, if you have any kind of open questions can be written here, anything of that sort, which is in reference to the product requirements. And if there is any out of scope, because for example, project features and all, everything we have identified. After that, generally we have identified that there are some out of scope requirements have added, right? So out of list of features and all, everything were added. So this out of scope information has to be updated and click on publish. See, this is how generally this product requirements will be updated in the Confluence, right? So you can see Confluence is updated, right? So this is how generally these reports and all, everything is what we prepare under this project pages. In project pages in Confluence, we have created meeting notes. We have created the product pages. One more topic we are discussing in the next video. Thank you.